So, hello, James. Thank you so much for being a part of this show. It's a relatively new show, but we have had a great number of traders from India and now a few of you from US also. So, thanks a lot again for being a part of this show. And I would like you to introduce like yourself. How has your journey been? Like, what were the problems that you faced in your initial months, initial years, and then how did you come out of those problems? How did you keep yourself on the track? And then you can go ahead with your screen and you can show a bit of your chatting skills.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, thank you for having me on your show. It's truly an honor. I'll tell you a little bit about myself and my journey trading. So I got into the markets in March of 2020 during the crash due to the worldwide coronavirus. I had actually so let me backtrack a little bit. So I had actually tried to trade about 5 years ago. I had opened an account. I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. I was watching all of these people on stock twits that were trading penny stocks that were making 100%, 120% on a trade in a couple of minutes. And I thought, wow, this can't be that difficult. These people are making these ridiculous amounts of money in such a short amount of time. And I tried to do it myself, and as I'm sure you could guess, it didn't turn out that well, and I wound up pretty much completely depleting my account at that point. I was very depressed about it. I was very discouraged, and I sort of just stopped trading for 5 years. It was a very short term thing. It happened maybe 2 months, 3 months. I was trading before I was completely broken to the point that I had lost so much money in it, I didn't want to trade anymore. So fast forward to March of this year during the worldwide economic crash to coronavirus. I was watching the markets a little bit just because of the worldwide impact of what the coronavirus had on the world market, and just sort of instinctually I saw a an opportunity that a lot of these stocks opportunity to get into the market at that point. So I had opened up an account. I put money in of my account in about 30 days, and I sort of felt that same feeling that I did 5 years ago when I initially started trading, and I had taken this loss. And what's extremely discouraging and difficult about it is, we work, we pour our blood, sweat, and tears for years, and we put this money into the market, and money that could have taken literally 3 years, 4 years, 5 years of our time, that money could be erased in a day, in a
Right,
week,
right,
in a month, if if we're not careful and we don't know what we're doing. If we don't have strategy, if we don't have a plan, if we don't really know what we're doing in the market. So, at that particular time, sort of what I decided to do is I decided to join a trading room. I had done my research, I had looked around a little bit, and I discovered this trading room, Live Trade Pro, Scott Smith. I'm sure you heard of him. He has a very successful room, a very good success rate for his clients and community. So I had joined the trading room, and basically, I stayed in his room for about 3 months, 4 months, and I was able to, not only get my account back to my original investment, I was able to start building upon that initial investment and start to actually get some returns from my money. Um, and then sort of, I would say like the critical point was I left the trading room. I decided that it was time to go out on my own and to do it myself. And you know, a really big part of my story is actually getting the TrendSpider software program. Um, like I saw what all these different traders were doing when it came to technical analysis and when it came to charting. And different people have their own styles. Some people are long-term investors. You take people like Peru, and you take people like Mad Market, and you take people like Jonah Hill. And these people have their own long-term investment style, where they really dissect the revenue and dissect the growth, and they dissect the forward trajectory of where these companies are growing. And then you also have fantastic traders like Trader Among.
Right.
He's somebody that I look up to, and another person that I look up to, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but that's not important. You know, Basically what I did is I took people that were successfully trading, and I tried to emulate their style of trading and adapt it to my own. And one of the really big things was, as I was saying before, was beginning to dissect technical analysis on my own, and to look at the charts and understand the support levels and the resistant levels, and the volume, and the different patterns to recognize in the markets. Whether we're talking about W bottoms or bullish pennants or bearish pennants, or ascending triangles or descending triangles. And I was just sort of able to easily recognize certain patterns, and what I did was I really built on it. I was able to see these patterns in the market, and then add upon it, throw in simple moving averages, and throw in the volume shelves, and understand the bigger picture of what was really going on. And I was just going over my returns in the market this weekend, because I was proud of myself of uh, of where I've come in the last 9 months. So when I started my initial account, I had lost 50% of my money. And so if you would have taken the loss that I took, that 50% loss, to where my account is now, I would have 500% total gains from my account.
500.
And from my initial investment, the returns that I've made are 200%. So, for somebody that's been trading for 9 months, I still have a lot to learn. And every single day is a journey, and the education never stops when it
Right.
comes to trading. It really doesn't. There's still so much that I have to learn, and I truly look forward to that journey.
Right. So when you were into the rooms, like the trading room, so like what was the time frame that you guys were trading? And is the still time the same time frame that you are trading now?
Well, the trading room, they would have like 4 charts posted on a live feed within the trading room that we would be watching, and the moderator of the room would give out buy signals, buy the price, buy the stock at this particular price, place a 6% stop loss or a 3% stop loss, um, whatever it was for that particular position size. But we were definitely looking at things at a more micro level.
Okay.
When I'm looking at charts now, the time frame that I particularly like to utilize is the daily time frame, the weekly, and the monthly. I like to really look at the stock from a bigger picture. I'm not just trying to capture small little moves within a stock. I'm trying to capture the bigger move and look at it from a bigger time frame and a bigger understanding of where that stock has been and where it's directly headed.
Perfect, perfect. So like, can I, can you like, as discussed, can you share your screen and you can show a bit of your
Yeah,
analysis on some of your favorite stocks?
yeah,
I'll,
absolutely.
I'll just make you the host and then you can share your screen. Yeah, you're the host now. At the
Share the
bottom, there would
screen.
be an option of sharing the screen.
Okay, share. All right. Could you see my screen?
Yes, yes, I see.
All right. Let me just put this over here. All right. No. All right. So what I wanted to do first is I wanted to go over the broader markets in a sense, and then this is the SPY chart on the daily time frame. And as you could see, since the March lows right over here, we had a beautiful rally up into about the end of August, and we had a really nice consolidation between the months of September and November. We have a nice little pennant that's formed over here, and this last month we have broken out of that consolidation,
Right.
and we're going into December, which is known for the Santa rally. So as as far as I'm concerned, for the SPY, I definitely have a very bullish outlook of the U.S. futures and the U.S. stock market as a whole. Um, we have the vaccine for the coronavirus. The country is opening back up, and when it comes to Q3 earnings, a lot of different stocks for the market have definitely had some really nice quarter 3 earnings so far. And then I'm going to go back over here to the Qs. And you can see again, so, since the March lows, we had a beautiful run up, and then we have a very nice bullish pennant that has formed the last 3 months, where price consolidated very nicely from that beautiful run up since March. And in the last 2 weeks, tech has broken out of that bullish pennant that formed. And you could also look at it a little bit differently. I have it set up differently on the daily, that you could see that the price has consolidated within a cup format, and it's now breaking out of that cup formation as well. And then especially when it comes to tech, we had earnings come out for on Thursday or Friday for ZS, for CrowdStrike, and the earnings absolutely blew expectations. And these technology companies, I believe that they're going to continue to lead the way and to lead the markets, especially in this particular environment. And then going forward, once the economy completely reopens, I expect tech to continue to lead the way. To be quite honest with you, I am personally expecting the Qs. I'm expecting it to go another leg up from here. I'm curious as to your sort of perspective on the Qs, where you think that we're going from here.
Yeah, actually, from my perspective also, I guess when something breaks the life high, it becomes even stronger. So right now, as we can see, it has broken out of the cup pattern and it's also at life highs. So when something's at life highs, it really shows the momentum, it shows the bullishness. So yeah, I'm on the same page with you.
Yeah, it's good to see, and I see a lot of traders and investors in FinTwit. They have the same perspective of the
Right.
markets, and the direction that we're headed. So what I wanted to do from here is I just wanted to go over a couple of stocks that I've personally been trading and that I've been watching. Um, I wanted to go over Apple first. So we have this nice bullish pennant that has formed over the last 3 months. Price has consolidated very nicely on declining volume. We have this beautiful volume shelf forming
Right.
over here. And, if you're not familiar with volume shelves, it's a specific indicator that TrendSpider has. And I find it to be very useful when it comes to technical analysis.
Same here,
When
same
a
here.
when a large volume shelf forms like this around price, it has historically indicated that the price is going to take off from that specific level. So when you have a specific pattern formation in confluence with the volume shelf, it usually indicates to me that that particular stock is going to make a large move to the upside from that particular point. And Apple kind of didn't do much this week. It has broke out of the bullish pennant, so I'm definitely looking forward to next week to see where this stock heads, especially going into the December month, where there will be a lot of purchasing of Apple products for the holiday season.
Right.
And then the next stock that I wanted to go over was PayPal. So Apple, I do actually have a position right now. I took a swing trade right when the stock broke out of the bullish pennant. And you can see now too, PayPal holdings. We have a very beautiful W bottom setup over here.
Right.
The price has consolidated very nicely over the last 3 months. And you can see right over here that price is just breaking out of that W bottom. And a W bottom is a pretty powerful setup when you get a clean break out of it.
Right.
So I'm personally expecting PayPal to go another leg up from here. Um, and another example of the volume shelf, you can see the volume shelf right over here that's formed, and you can see, intersecting at this point is exactly where the price really began to take off, which is one of the many reasons why I find the volume by price to be such a useful indicator when like when I'm charting out, and when I'm scanning stocks and looking for certain setups to enter.
Right.
Um, the next one that I wanted to go over is CrowdStrike. Uh, all right.
Also, kind of similar
So
pattern like PayPal only.
yeah, exactly. So CrowdStrike is a cybersecurity company. And you can see since the March lows over here, we've had a very beautiful run up. Um, and then price has, again, it's consolidated over the last 3 months, forming a very beautiful W bottom setup, double bottom setup. Um, price pulled back right over here out of the W bottom to the 20 and 50 SMA, and then it gapped right up, breaking out of the W bottom. And then additionally the 20 SMA crossing up into that 50 SMA is a bullish signal on top of it. So I also, CrowdStrike is one of the stocks that I hold. This is more of a longer term investment, but I did add on additional shares on this breakout to my previous position that I was holding.
Right.
And then I want to go over where is it? I wanted to go over Facebook also. Facebook, and what I find so very interesting in this market too is I'm seeing so many stocks do the same exact things. I'm seeing these W bottom patterns. I'm seeing these massive cup patterns, these bullish pennant patterns that have formed over the last 3 months, and now price is breaking out from that consolidation and from that pattern, which to me just it's a very bullish signal going forward, just for the markets overall. And you can see over here on Facebook, it's consolidated for the last 3 months within a bullish pennant. I'm keeping a close eye. We have a nice volume shelf that is formed over here where prices slowly taking off, and I'm going to be keeping a close eye on this one, watching for a breakout. The next chart is AMD, which is Advanced Micro Devices. They're a large microchip company, and you could see over here again we have a nice W bottom pattern that has formed over the last 3 months. And actually this specific setup right here, this specific pattern has just been something that I really like to trade. You could see the W pattern overall, but if you look right over here
The downtrend.
where this initial downtrend is broken, this is a place where I like to enter the trade, where that downtrend is broken. And then upon the breakout of that W pattern or that double bottom is where I like to add to the position that I already have, because it's confirming the strength and it's confirming the breakout. And that could kind of just lead you into the next stock that I wanted to look at is APPS, Digital Turbine. And when I first
the same list that I have, almost the same stocks.
so when I first traded this stock initially, you could see this downtrend broken entered position, this nice little W pattern forming. This is when I first traded this name, and I entered the position right over here when the downtrend was broken. I entered the position. And then we have the breakout from the W bottom. And that's where I built upon my position and added more shares. And then I sold somewhere around over here. So I traded the stock again. We have a nice pullback over here. And then we have this bullish long leg doji reversal off of these support levels over here. And then this is again where I re-entered the trade. So we have this beautiful move up, these 3 white soldiers, which is a very bullish reversal move. And we're now right over here, at this resistant level, this multi-top resistant level. And I'm keeping a close eye on this particular stock. I'm expecting it to break out from this particular resistant level over here. With the markets overall, with tech being strong overall. And then again, you have this nice hammer that formed right over here, going right up against that particular resistant level that formed. And I'm really expecting this name to break out and run up another leg, to be quite honest with you.
Right.
But as you said, like, it's always good to see, again, like, I'm newer to trading. I've been trading for 9 months. I'm not the most articulate person when it comes to trading, but I'm more of a visual person and a visual learner. And one of the reasons I feel that I've been able to be successful trading is just because I'm able to easily see these patterns in the markets, and see these patterns in stocks, and look at the history of the stock, and see where it's going. And to me, it's beautiful to watch a stock progress. Like, apps is a perfect example. This is like a stock that I've been closely watching. And just like through this chart, you could see the real progression of where price has been and where it's going. And you could just like look at this just from a more simplified level. We have this nice ascending triangle that has set up, and we have a nice little hammer that's coming right out of the ascending triangle. So there's a lot of different ways that you could look at a chart. And that's something else that I find very interesting, that there's not one path forward, that there's many different paths. And it's sort of whatever like works for you at the end of the day. Like, everybody needs to adapt their own trading style. They need to find what's successful for them, what works for them. There's no one path forward. There's no cookie cutter style for trading. To each his own. And for me, what I've personally found to be the most successful way for me is it's a twofold approach. I have my long-term positions that I plan on holding for the next 2 or 3 years, and these are high growth revenue companies that are rapidly expanding. As Peru Sasana likes to say, a trader and investor that I hold very dear, and that I look up to. These particular companies usually have, the CEOs have a large skin in the game. They're involved in the company. They have a specific, they have something very specific to that particular company that can't be emulated, and that, that protects them at the end of the day. And those are the kind of stocks that I like to hold for the next 2 or 3 years, for the next 5 years, and until I feel that something has broken within the stocks, or the fundamentals no longer align with where I want them to be. And then on the other end, I'm a swing trader, and the stocks that I usually hold, it could be a couple of days, it could be a couple of weeks, it could be a couple of months. I don't set price targets. A lot of traders, they like to set price targets. I don't. That just doesn't work for me. You really don't know where the price is going to go. You just have to let price go where it wants to go, because you could set these price targets, and the stock could run up another 20 or 30%, and you're shortchanging yourself at the end of the day.
Right. Perfect. So, and like, it was a nice conversation. It was a nice charts that you got over here. And Just before we go, can you give a few one or two tips for the new traders that are just about to start? What are the main tips that you want to give them?
The main tips that I would want to give to newer traders is that you know that you really have to have an understanding and education of what you're doing. Um, you got to read. You got to read books about about technical analysis, about chart patterns, about candlesticks. You really have to understand what you're looking at the end of the day, because if you don't, you're gambling at that point. And gambling isn't a successful recipe to becoming a trader. I found for me that sort of my the pivotal moment for me was when I started to read literature on candlesticks, on technical analysis, on chart patterns, on investing, on trading. And there's so much free material out there. It's not like you even have to pay for it. One of the things that worked for me is there's an app called Scribd, and you could get access to millions of free books. And I would go on there and I would find uh, many different books on technical analysis, and I would just read them, and I would just look over them every night, just recognizing certain patterns. You know, you need to recognize what you're looking at to become a successful trader. You just need to understand the fundamentals of trading. Otherwise, it's going to be a disaster, a recipe for disaster. And I don't want to see anybody lose money. I want to see people be successful and make money at the end of the day. I haven't been working for the last 9 months. During this whole coronavirus outbreak, I was laid off from my job, and I think it was one of I really think it was one of the greatest blessings disguised, because it forced me to become a good trader at the end of the day. I just sort of stepped into it. It wasn't something that I planned on doing. I didn't plan on trading every day, but I just, through hard work, through perseverance, through studying the markets, um, I've been able to find my little niche of where I'm good and where I can profit. And if you're a newer trader, I would, you hear these traders, they always say, play, don't use real money when you start trading. Use a fake money account. And I mean, I would definitely recommend that it's better to use fake money at first when you're learning to trade. But it's like sometimes I feel like like you need to feel that pain, and like you need to like take that loss in the beginning, because like you never want to experience that again. You know what I'm saying? And I think every trader has experienced that. Like that pain of losing that money that you work so hard for, that like you could work 2 years. You know what I'm saying? I could work 2 years at a job. I could save that money, and I could lose it in a month if you don't know what you're doing. And it's like sometimes like you need to experience that pain in order to catapult you forward, to be like, like I never want to experience that again. I never want to feel that again. Like I will do whatever it takes to become a profitable trader and a successful trader. And like I don't want other people to experience that that feeling. It's a horrible feeling, but that's sort of what propelled me forward at the end of the day. Like you need to experience that defeat in a sense, in order to become stronger, and in order to wake up and be like, okay, like what am I really doing wrong? What do I need to do correctly? And that's when I really, like I started studying. I became a student of of investing and trading. Like whether it's watching videos on technical analysis, reading books, reading PDFs, just studying candlestick patterns, studying different chart patterns, pennants and triangles and W bottoms and cups. There's so much out there, and it's the more knowledge you have, the better chance you have of making profit at the end of the day, and that's what it's about. It's about expanding our capital so that we could live better lives.
Right. Perfect. Perfect. So I guess that's it for today. If the need be, I'll disturb you once again for another part of this video, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. So thank you so much. I'll upload this video, and for all the viewers, I'll mention your Twitter handle because I've been following you from a couple of months, and I know you put up great charts over there. So I'll copy your Twitter handle in the description of this video. And thanks again once for being a part of this show. And it was really great to having you here. And I'll see you next time. Thank you so much.
All right, honey, thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Good night. Good night.